What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? Welcome back to the UFC show with yours truly, the Beast. Back again for, what is this, the 7th, 8th, 9th time? Who knows? Who cares? We started out this, racket doing really well. But these last two fight nights have kicked my ass. Terribly. So, we do what we do best. We bounce back like anybody else. We just keep coming. You keep throwing shit at us, and we keep coming back. Wow, where do we start with this last card? Obviously, it was supposed to be Makhachev versus Beneil Dariush. Dariush, obviously injured, couldn't make it. They replaced him with Bobby Green on short notice. Pretty much called that fight. But we're gonna start out at the beginning of that freaking card. We had Gregory Rodriguez versus Armin Protrosion. The crazy thing about this fight card was that 3 out of 5 underdogs won. And the one underdog that we do pick gets fucking busted open. Ugh. But Gregory Rodriguez versus Armin Protrosion goes to split decision, tough back and forth battle. It's a toss up when you pick that. It was a close line to -155 plus 135. Protrosion pulls it out. Yeah. And then we had Joel Alvarez. We picked Joel Alvarez. Dude's like 6'3". He's way big for the division. Harman Sarukian, he won. He busted Alvarez open and, got the TKO victory over him. It was just, God. Yes, I see him get hit. And as soon as he gets, the end of the round, he's just leaking blood everywhere. His corner gets him. They're able to get the bleeding stopped somewhat. And then the next thing he goes out there and he's just starts getting his ass whooped again. Truly, I don't know if that fight, if it would have mattered. He got busted open, but good for Sarukian. I think he'll fight Makhachev again sometime in the future, probably for the belt. Then came the third fight of the night, which definitely was the one that probably pissed me off and about everybody on the internet and probably anybody who had money on Ji-Young Kim over Priscilla Cachoeira. They call her zombie girl because she fucking walks into a million punches and just they call her catch a beating too. This fight pissed me off so much just because Ji-Young Kim, she landed so many significant strikes compared to Cachoeira, and the thing is I think that they gave the first round to Cachoeira because she got that takedown at the end of the round, but she didn't do anything with it, and Kim was getting up. So it's like, do you discount all these significant strikes that Kim landed just because Cachoeira gets a takedown at the end of the round? I don't think so. She didn't do a thing with it. I still give first round to Kim. Then the second round, Kim, obviously wins that round. Then the third round, Kim is dominating till the very end, But then all of a sudden, Cachoeira just, comes on with this onslaught and, just boom, she busts Kim open. But that's not even, she was still outstriking her in the third round. And then, because she's winning at the end of the third round, it's total bullshit that they ruled this fight a decision for Cachoeira. I don't know what they said with I can't remember what the scorecards were. I think it was 29-28. But it's like, how in the hell? If you look at pictures of Priscilla Cachoeira and Kim after the fight, Kim has like a bandage over her face, and Cachoeira is just everywhere on her face is swelled up and bruised, and you're just like, really? Really? She outlands her in significant strikes, and she still loses the fight. These judges need to fucking wake up. 151 significant strikes to the head by Kim to Cachoeira. Cachoeira only has 78. In what world does she win that fight? I don't know. I was amped up, to do these cards, so to talk about them. So I didn't even do my intro. I haven't even done my chug yet. So it's like, after we get done covering this card, we'll do a little little segue. We'll talk a little bit about other stuff, but this card was pretty good. I mean, even the prelims were pretty good. You had Terrence McKinney. He had a good knockout of Zayam. Watch Josiane Nunez. She's just this little short, compact fighter and just messes girls up. It's like she is something else. I like watching her fights, and I always bet on Nunez. I didn't see really the first two fights, or the third actually. I caught Terrence McKinney, and then I caught Josiana, and then I didn't really care to watch the Bahamundez fight, so I just kind of didn't watch that one. I was mainly on my phone because my wife was watching something on TV. But yeah, I watched the main card. Next was the Circunav versus Wellington Turman. I totally misread this match too, and I think so did the bookies, because we get Wellington Turman, who he got on Circunav's back, and Circunav had him. In the first round, he fought off that wearing Turman like a backpack, and then he eventually gets Turman down. He's throwing strikes from the ground. It's just like, what happened? Circunav had the most significant strikes, just couldn't do it. He ended up getting submitted, and Turman won. I've never really been. I'm still not too impressed with Turman. But, he won, and, that's all we can do now. Just like with Priscilla Cachoeira now. The money's gone. We should be 2-3. We're 1-4 on this card. Oh, well. We predicted Islam's fight, but that was an obvious one, okay? I did not do so well on this card. I don't know why. You have, when your three underdogs win, and the underdog you do pick loses, it's like, there you go. But, we knew coming in that Bobby Green had to cut a lot of weight, and we knew that, he was probably going to be, have some fatigue from cutting that weight. We knew that Islam's he's a beast. We had him by first round finish. Got that one. But what do? We just go on to the next card. And hopefully, these are some good picks. We try to break it down as best as we can, but what do you do? So yeah. Anyways, we're done with that card. On to the next. We want to think positive thoughts about this next one. Hopefully, we can run a little bit better than we have in the past. So basically, I guess we'll do the intro of the show, basically in the middle. So yeah, basically before the show, I kind of I kind of always dabble in a little bit of crypto. I've never done any NFTs though, and tonight I bought my first kind of NFTs. So I bought into NBA Top Shot. Got some moments out of that, which none of them were really that good, but I was able to get on the marketplace through the same place that you get Top Shot. I was able to get onto UFC Strike. So I got into UFC Strike, and I bought some moments there because you can buy individual moments there. You don't have to buy it. You don't. In the same way with NBA Top Shot, you can go to the marketplace and buy, whatever pack. You don't have to buy packs. You can buy moments from other people. So like, they're like digital basketball cards, whatever you would want to maybe equate them to. But so I bought my first set of those. I bought my first set of those, and then I got into the NFC ones, and I bought 3 fighters that I really like. I know I bought like some common moments, some moments that like a ton of people have, But there's still like there are events that I think are cool, and I like to, think of, or whenever I see fights and stuff. I'm sure I'll buy some more, but I bought Terrence McKinney's moment from the UFC Strike pack. It's the one where he gets he basically comes out and throws 2 punches and knocks the guy out. Bought that moment. Bought the Tui Taivasa moment where he knocked out Greg Hardy and then drank the shoey on the cage. Bought that one, and then I bought Jiri because Czechoslovakian pride, baby. My great grandma was full blooded Czech, so that's I root for all the Czechoslovakian people. Then we got those were the 3 that I got. I was gonna get a Paddy Pimblett one, but I figured I'm gonna stop for a little bit. I'll get maybe a couple down the line. I'm sure they'll be around. There was I think around 900 of them for sale at the time. So, but yeah, it's kind of fun. Crypto is, I think, interesting to me to invest in. I know it's not sports related, but what I just talked about was sports related, was UFC related. So that's kind of what I did. I thought it was kind of cool. But anyways, yeah, and I've also got I've got this nagging cough lately. So you heard me cough a couple times. I'm just gonna go to the doctor tomorrow and get a kind of a preventative check or something for. I'm gonna get a check for bronchitis or pneumonia. I had COVID a couple weeks ago, so I just don't want to end up getting really sick. So, I've got to work. I don't do this for a living, obviously, because when you go 2 for 3 and then 1 for 4 on picks, you don't do this for a living. You do this for the love of the game. But yeah, so yeah, I'll definitely probably be sounding a lot better next week. So I got some Kool-Aid in here. I'm gonna do my patented chug. So let's get salute out of the Cubs cup. As always, it's a different Cubs cup. It's got the big 3 on there. Javier Baez, Chris Bryant, Rizzo. Got this when I went up to Wrigley. Good times. Are you doing Gable Pup? My Gable Pup-Pups here. He's a black lab. He's a pup-pup. He's a pup-pup. Do you want to get up here, pup-pup? Do you want to get up here on me? Come here. Come here, pup-pup. Oh, I'm trying to get a hold of him. Come here, pup. Oh, he's scared. Pup-pup. He don't like getting picked up, but he's a good pup-pup. Aren't you, pup-pup? Mm-hmm. He's fine, aren't you, pup-pup? Pup-pup. You say hi to the people. You say hi to the people. Sniff the mic. Who's your pup? You want to get down? You want down? Ooh. All right. There you go, pup. Sorry I picked you up. He's still right here. All right. There was something else I was going to bring up before we got done here, but maybe not. I don't know. I think I'm gonna spread my net a little bit wider here. This card. I think I'm gonna bet some more fights. I'm gonna probably have some more fights posted when I do post my picks, just so I can maybe catch up for these, last couple cards. Heck, maybe next fight night card, I'll just take a dartboard and just put a picture of the two fighters up there, and just whoever it lands on is whoever we pick. Because that's how fight night cards are running right now. But all right, so the first two. Let me see. There we go. Let's get we've got UFC 272, Covington versus Mozvidal. The early prelims, I'm not touching the first fight of the night, which is Kelleher. Yes, I am, actually. I got those two fights picked. I'm picking, we got Brian Kelleher versus Umar Nurmagomedov. Nurmagomedov is, he's Khabib's cousin. Both got the strong wrestling background. He's a featherweight. He's about a weight down from Islam. Great grappler, too. His odds are -675, so I definitely do have him picked, but I do have him winning this by finish. He's probably going to take this Kelleher down, and he is going to probably ground and pound him for a TKO or a submission victory. That's why we are going to go with Umar on this fight. I think it's going to be one of the easiest picks of the night. So that's why we're going to go with him. Next, we got Tim Elliott. One of the old school guys in the division. I just think I picked him. He is a dog, but he is someone I think that is very capable of winning. And he's just I think that Elliott's just going to be able to he's going to be able to be the wittier veteran here. Tim Elliott's he's got a little bit. His grappling's a lot better than this Ulan Bekov. Ulan Bekov is 14-1, but I think he just doesn't have the grappling that Elliott has. you're gonna look at his 4.5 takedowns and think that he is a grappler, but it's not that impressive of grappling. I think Elliott's the better grappler. I think that Elliott will probably, he'll be able to, stick a move in the stand up. Maybe get some takedowns to secure a round, but I think he'll drag it out for the decision. So I picked Elliott. He's at plus 255 on that one. And then, yeah, Elliott also has more significant strikes landed per minute. His landing percentage is better, just a little bit. He does they both absorb about the same amount. Yeah. On to the next fight. I do not have Devonta Smith versus Ludwig Klein. I just didn't have any interest in that fight. I don't know who to side on that one. And then also Justin Jacoby and Olkowicz. I don't have any lines on them either. And the prelims also, next I have Maria Agapova versus Miraz. And I have Agapova winning this. She's at negative 210. This is gonna be a striking battle because they're both really good strikers. The only thing that it's gonna matter, I think, is Miraz has had a 2-year layoff. So when you have a layoff, you have a lot of ring rust. I mean, you see that with a lot of fighters that come back and you call it a ring cage. You got a little bit of rust. You're not as fluid as you used to be. Agapova is very, very good at the striking. They're both kickboxers. It's going to be good. I think, there is a little bit of tension between these two. But I think Agapova is the more, she's had fights recently. I think she can I think even though there is some tension, she will have the more crisper, cleaner striking. They really both don't, grapple. So, I mean, there's no chance of it going to the ground and anybody being submitted. So, I think that Maria Agapova is going to be the more crisper one. She's going to have, she's just going to, she probably might go the distance. That's why I'm going money line on Agapova. But yeah, I don't see Miraz winning this one just because of her layoff. I think it's just going to be too tough of an opponent for her to fight coming off of a layoff. The next fight we have is Marina Rodriguez and Jan. I don't know how to say her last name. But these two I have, it's a battle between number 3 and number 4 in the women's strawweight. So this should be a good fight. Personally, I have Rodriguez in this one. But yeah. The thing I like about Rodriguez is she's fought some of the tougher opponents than Jan. I think that Rodriguez beating a tougher opponent in Mackenzie Dern recently, I I think that she is. Let me see. I think she had some other opponents that were a little bit tougher than who Jan has fought. There, I've got her. I already had her pulled up. I always like to look at my favorite website to look at for to look at fights and their records is SureDog. So yeah, she definitely has. She fought Mackenzie Dern recently. Beat Michelle Watterson, who's the karate hottie. You know, she is very tough. She's like a. She's like, I don't know, she's not quite gatekeeper status, but she's a contender in my opinion. Watterson always comes to fight. It's like you cannot, like, no matter what you do, it just seems like she is always in a fight no matter what. Watterson can just go out there and battle. And I think she took that fight on short notice too, if I remember right, or maybe Rodriguez took it on short notice, you know. But you know, Michelle's fought some who's who of MMA. But yeah, and then Ribas, she's only lost a couple fights. Or Amanda Ribas is 11-2, you know. So, you know, I just think Marina has the tougher draw of opponents. I mean, they've both lost to Carla Esparza. But, I mean, the toughest one I kind of see here is that she has beat Claudia Gadalajea. And, I mean, she's a tough fighter as well. You know, she's 18-5. She's a wrecking ball. She's a submission specialist, but she's tough. But that's the only person that Jan's really beat. And I think, you know, when it comes to it, you know, we see Rodriguez, you know, win this fight. I think she's got the better resume, and that's why I'm picking her. Then we come up to the last fight on the prelims, and that's Jalen Turner versus Jamie Malarkey. I like Turner here a lot. He's coming off of a submission victory. He's on a 3-fight win streak. And he's a lengthy guy. He's long for the division, so he has some knockout power. So when you got knockout power and you got length, it's very hard for, you know, like for someone who's a wrestler to get in on you when you're keeping them at bay with that jab and you're striking. I mean, you really have to, you know, kind of like if they're backing up, you gotta back them up into the cage. If you're a shorter fighter, you've got to, you know, feint in or throw some feints in there, and, you know, just to get in close enough, like, or you gotta throw a shot and then, like, go in, like, right away. Like, I mean, it's hard. One of the last guy I fought, he was very tall. It was hard to you know, get in on him. I had to throw jabs. They didn't connect, but I threw jabs to get him to back up, and then I ducked a shot and would get a takedown. Didn't end up in my favor. I mean, I lost a decision, you know. What was it, 9 years ago? No, not even more. It was longer than that. Probably 15 years ago, I guess now. I think my last fight was in 2007. So, or 2009. Maybe 13 to 15 years ago. Who cares? It doesn't matter. But I'm just saying, just from my experience, and then just watching anybody, it's just boom, you got to throw that jab to get out there. And Turner, they're both finishers. They're both guys that can finish fights. So, it's going to be a fight that I don't think goes the full distance. You're going to have you're gonna have, I think Jalen Turner's gonna, probably he's gonna finish this fight. I don't think there's gonna be much in the second or third round, so someone's gonna get knocked out, and I think it's gonna be Malarkey. That's why I'm going with Turner to win this fight. I've got him on the money line minus 140. Officially on this here, they have Jalen Turner at minus 155, Malarkey at plus 135. So I think this is going to be a good fight. It's going to be a good card. I think they like to put these fights that are like exciting toward the end of the prelims, because then if you're watching the prelims, they want you all jacked up and excited for the main event. So that's probably why they got Rodriguez, Jan at the close to basically the co-main of the prelims, and then you got the main event of the prelims, which is Jalen Turner and Malarkey. I think that's two guys that are, two fights that are really, good to set up, for someone to buy the main event. We go to the main event. You're probably gonna want me to pick, all the picks on the main card, but we've been doing that and we just haven't been doing well on it. I'm not gonna put a bet on Sergey Spivak versus Greg Hardy, because here's the thing. Heavyweights, and I'll say it time and time again, heavyweights, every fight is one punch away from it being over. And that one punch could be from anybody. Unless you're Parker Porter, who apparently cannot knock people out at heavyweight. But, guess what? He's in the UFC. I'm not. So he's doing something right. I just talked shit about him, but also gave him a compliment. So, Parker, if you ever hear my podcast, just know that, hey, I support you. You're doing a hell of a job. You're winning fights, and, you're in the UFC, and I've never been there. So, congratulations, and, it is what it is. I'm entitled to an opinion. But nah, he's there. I'm not. But, I just got a microphone. But this fight Spivak is the favorite here. He's favored minus 190 to Greg Hardy, who's plus 160. Greg Hardy picked up, MMA after, his football career, panned out because of, I believe it was domestic abuse. But, I think you look at Spivak, he's definitely looks better on paper. 13-3. Both these fighters are coming off a loss. Hardy is a little taller. He's got 2-inch reach advantage, which in heavyweight, it's not. I don't think it's 2 inches is not that big of a deal for a reach advantage. Greg Hardy has his wins are more by KO and knockout. He's got no submission victories. Hardy, I think he's had some issues with his cardio in the past, so there's that. I think Spivak's better at grappling. Hardy doesn't really have any grappling. He's got 2.72 takedowns per 15 minutes. His takedown accuracy is 57%. His takedown defense is good. So Greg Hardy's is even better. It's 80%. But I don't think he's faced anybody that's really gonna grapple like Spivak. I'm not betting this fight, but if I had to bet this fight, I would probably go with Spivak. But I have a hard time trusting heavyweights to actually come out the way you think it will. But that's just like my opinion, man. The next fight is another one that we come to. It's Holland versus Oliveira. That's when, I mean, it's, Kevin Holland has the more impressive resume here again. I think he's a better overall fighter, better striker, knows how to, stay on the outside and use his his length as an advantage. He's not a grappler really, but I think this isn't gonna be a grappling fight anyways. So I think that it's gonna be he has a striking advantage. And so I think that here, I'm confident in this pick. I think Holland, he's a negative 325. He's a negative 320 favorite here to Oliveira, who's plus 250. I think he gets it. I think he gets it done here. I think this is another fight like Nurmagomedov Madoff, where you choose him to win via finish, which is the option where you can get TKO, KO, DQ, and submission. That's the one you go with on this fight. I think he's gonna take care of Oliveira. He's better at significant striking. He's better at landing his significant strikes. They both absorb about the same amount. Holland has a slightly better defense on striking defense. Neither one really. Oliveira he does land a couple takedowns. Holland has a 50% takedown defense. I think this fight's gonna stay standing. Holland's a good prospect, and I think that they want him to probably get his confidence back a little bit after that no contest, which a lot of people of what I'm reading is it was not really he wasn't really winning that fight anyways, so probably lucky that he got a no contest there. So it is what it is. He's on to the next fight. Alex Oliveira is cowboy. I think he always has that cowboy hat. It's great. Now we're coming into a fight that I'm kind of excited for because Bryce Mitchell versus Edson Barbosa is a really cool matchup. You got this crazy kid from Arkansas going up against this UFC veteran who is he's a tank. He is a tank. He's pretty much been anywhere and everywhere in the UFC. He's fought the who's who. I don't think he ever held the title. But, he's been close. Let's take a look here. I think I usually look up the Wikipedia here. He's fought Bobby Green. He beat Bobby Green. He's been in the UFC for a long time. Ross Pearson. I remember Ross Pearson. He beat Ross Pearson. I don't remember Varner, Rafael Oliveira, Danny Castillo. He lost to Cowboy Cerrone, so it was Cowboy versus Cowboy there. Beat Bobby Green. Lost to Michael Johnson. Michael Johnson's very tough. Lost to Tony Ferguson. Beat Anthony Pettis. So Anthony Pettis, everybody knows him. He's a very good wrestler, a very good fighter. Beat Gilbert Melendez. Beat Benil Dariush. Lost to Khabib, lost to Kevin Lee, both good guys. Beat Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker's inside the top 10. Lost to Danige. Beat a couple guys I don't know. Makwan Markani. Shane Burgos. Yeah, I don't know who those guys are. And then he lost to Giga Chikadze. Yeah. And that was I watched that one. That was in August of last year. So, I mean, he's a very good fast striker. He's very, and that's what could very well be the downfall for Mitchell. Which Mitchell is just he's this crazy country kid. He's just. Yeah, there's no other words to describe him. He's very good at grappling. He's gonna try to take the fight to the ground. So I mean, he lands. So Barbosa has the edge in striking. He lands about 4.11. Significant strikes per minute, whereas Mitchell only lands 2.2. Barbosa only lands about 44% of those, of his strikes, significant strikes, whereas Mitchell only lands, he might be throwing less, but he's making them count, basically. Barbosa also he absorbs way more than Mitchell does. He absorbs about 4 significant strikes per minute, and Mitchell only absorbs about 1.46. Their defense is right on par with each other, 59% for Barbosa and 60% for Mitchell. So they're both very good striking defense as well. Barbosa obviously not really a grappler. 0.4 attempts, 0.4 takedowns per 15 minutes, whereas Mitchell's at 3.26, so it's the very good, takedowns for Mitchell. Takedown accuracy is, 44% for Barbosa, but 46% for Mitchell. Barbosa does have very good takedown defense, 78%. For as many fights as he's had, he's pretty good. And then Mitchell also has 2.33 sub attempts, submission average for 15 minutes. So he does have the edge. If it does go to the ground, Mitchell has a very good shot at winning this, which I think he can get there. Barbosa is going to have a 5-inch reach, so it's going to be hard for him to get in on Barbosa. So I mean, Barbosa is, like I said, he's getting up there. Let me see how old he is real quick. He is 36. He is 36, and Mitchell is 27. So I mean, let's face it, even if Mitchell loses this fight, I mean, he still has plenty of time to climb the rankings. He's still young. But, I mean, Barbosa, I just don't see it panning out for Barbosa. I think that Mitchell wins this fight. I'm picking Mitchell to win. He's favored minus 150 on the money line. That's where I'm going to go with this pick. I think it's going to be an intriguing matchup, and I might get my heart broke on Saturday when this fight comes around, because I definitely want to see Barbosa win. Next, we have RDA versus Hanato Moicano, and we just saw Moicano come off of a second round submission last month at UFC 271. And he, very, very, very impressive fight. Ended up submitting his opponent in ended up submitting his opponent in the second round, which was Alexander Hernandez. Got a rear naked choke in on him. So yeah, I mean, Hanato, he's very savvy on the ground. Let's see how old. I wanted to see how old Dos Anjos was. Dos Anjos is 37, and Moicano is 32. So Moicano is his nickname. On Sherdog, it has him as Renato Carnerio. I don't know. Maybe that he goes by Moicano. I don't know. So yeah, a lot of his, I guess, out of 16 victories, 9 of Moicano's wins are by submission, 9 by submission, and 7 by decision. He's definitely a guy who wants to take this to the ground. RDA, he's the same way. He's very good on the ground. 30 wins, 10 by submission, 15 or 10 by submission, 15 by decision. He's not a guy that gets finished a lot. He's never been submitted. He's been knocked out a few times, 3 times, and then he's lost by decision. It's going to be a very tough fight for Moicano. The matchup is very close on the line. In my opinion, I'm going to go Dos Anjos on this fight. I think he's been more prepared for this as a catchweight fight. Moicano did have to lose weight on short notice. I think Dos Anjos wins this fight. I just don't think that even if it goes to the ground, I think Dos Anjos will probably be able to fight his way off of it, and that's going to wear out Moicano. I'm going to say this probably goes to decision. I think Moicano can last 3 rounds with Dos Anjos, so I'm definitely going Dos Anjos here. And then we come to the main event of the night: Colby Covington versus Jorge Gambred Mozvidal. We're gonna go with we're going Colby here. I don't think there's any other way to pick this fight. I mean, the only way that Jorge Masvidal is going to win this fight is if he lands something hard and flush. Because, Covington is just, he's a good striker, and he obviously wrestles very well. So you can't go against that. I think he's a more complete fighter. I think he fought against he definitely fought Usman better than anybody's ever fought Usman. Mozvidal didn't fight him very well at all on either fight. Where did my shirt all go? But yeah, Mozvidal. Mozvidal got beat by Kamaru Usman. That's his last 2 fights. So the first one it went to decision. It was a unanimous decision. It was on short notice. He went all 5 rounds with him. But the next time they fought, they turn around. Usman knocked him out in the second round. Colby Covington, on the other hand, his 2 fights against Usman, he lost to Usman by TKO in the 5th round. Okay, so he broke his jaw. Basically, Usman caught him at the end. he turns around, fights Woodley, TKOs Woodley. He's also beat RDA as well too. So, he beat he lost to Kamaru Usman by unanimous decision last time. At some point, when does Usman just go, I'm tired of fighting Colby, Covington, Jorge Mozvidal. Give me someone else. I don't even know really who does Usman fight besides those two. You fight. Burns is there. They got Mozvidal. Why do they have Mozvidal ranked 6th on the athlete rankings, but then when you click on the pay-per-view tab, he's number 4? They got Colby, right? He's the number 1 contender. He needs a fight, in my opinion. Usman needs to fight Bilal Muhammad. Will be a damn good matchup for him. But yeah, this fight you can't really, it's Covington has the best cardio, and you'll hear if you've watched any of the press conference, which the press conference was about as annoying as anything else. Any of the interviews with those two guys, it's just shut the fuck up and calling each other pussies. And then Covington saying how Jorge had an Obama phone and was on food stamps and owes his baby mama all kinds of alimony and child support and this and that. And it's like, it was annoying. Sorry, I'm yawning. I've been coughing a lot, so it makes me a little bit tired. But yeah, it's like that's all you hear out of those two. And then they say they're going to kill each other in the ring. I honestly think Covington's going to finish him, but I want to say he's going to finish him, but it's like, will he, or will, because he says he wants to make him, he wants to embarrass him. So, maybe he does, but I don't know. It's just, it's one of those things where you think it's gonna be ended early, but it has potential to be, go all 5 rounds just because, it shouldn't go all 5 rounds, but Vegas will make it go 5 rounds. I don't want to touch the prop bet of underneath. So I have not looked at the lines yet, but I would definitely see what the money line is for what the money, or what, not the money line is. The money line is way over what it should be for Covington, but he's obviously gonna win. You check what the finish rate will be, or the finish, so the TKO, KO, DQ, sub. See what that prop bet is. Bet it, but also bet. See what the Covington by decision is, because I bet it'll be a good prop. And Covington's coming out of this fight a winner, no doubt in my mind. But I think he could take it to decision just to do it, and maybe run it back a second time. Because if they run it back a second time, more money for them, right? Well, that's about it for me tonight. I've definitely went over what they like me to go at. They liked me to be at about 30 minutes, but I'm at about 55 right now. So, alrighty, guys. Until next time, I will see you guys next week when we recap the UFC 272, and then I am not sure. Let me see. I don't think there is a fight card after next week after 272, but I could be wrong. Oops, I can actually just go to events right here. Events coming up. March 12th. I guess they do have one after this, which is Santos versus Ankalaev, and then I guess they got fight nights coming up. So I thought they were gonna they had like a break there, but they do not. So they got Santos versus Ankalaev on March 12th. Then they got Volkov versus Aspinall, which is actually gonna be the cool card because that's gonna be all like UFC Europe or whatever they call it, and Paddy Pimblett's gonna be on that card, I believe. Actually, let me see if they got anything for sure yet. They don't have Pimblett on there yet, so maybe they don't have anything for him yet. Maybe he's on the. There's no way he's on the. There's no way he's on the prelims. Like you're definitely gonna put him on the main card if he's there. I mean, they got Molly McCann there. She's fighting on the prelims. But Paddy Pimblett versus Kazuya Vargas. Never mind. He's the co-main. And then Alexander Volkov and Tim Aspinall are the main event. So yeah, he's the co-main. So, oh my God, dude, I think Sergey Pavlovich and Paddy Pimblett might be brothers. Look at them. Look at these guys. They got like the same face. They might be. I think they're brothers. Anyways, we got fight nights coming up. We're gonna have to definitely do a dartboard challenge for one of them. We'll just do I'll do like an official pick and then like dartboard pick and see which one goes better. All right, until next time, guys. I'll see you next week when we recap this and then go over the next card. So, all right.